Hi, and welcome to another edition of Aspect Ratio. I'm Ruben Rascon, and I'm outside of the Daxie Boy Toys.
Hey, come on, Ruben. Toy store.
But I gotta do an introduction.
We gotta see the toys. Come on.
Hi, welcome to
No, seriously, it's a toy store. Don't you want to go?
Okay.
Come on.
In Aspect Ratio, he's got a whole lot just to show whenever he is on the go. In Aspect Ratio, his Aspect Ratio, he's got a whole lot to say. In Aspect Ratio, we welcome you to the show. This is the Aspect Ratio. Hi, and welcome to Aspect Ratio. I'm Ruben Rascon, and I'm inside of the Daxie Boy Toys. Action figures, collectibles, and a lot of neat stuff. Let's check it out.
Thundercat! Ho!
I like the Thundercats, whether it's the original series from 1985 or the remake from 2011, but my most favorite thing about the Thundercats is the legendary Sword of Omens. Like this one here.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of the WWE, and Daxie Boy Toys has a very wide variety of WWE figures, along with TNA figures and also Ultimate Fighting Championship figures. Some of the figures they have here are pretty surprising, including this one right here. They also have a great variety of those trendy little minifigures, everything from Marvel Superhero Squad to versions from Star Wars and DC. I'm personally collecting these WWE Rumblers that have miniature stars along with their own personal rings and accessories.
Oh, look, they have the Tokidoki Barbie. I didn't know they have something like that. That's pretty cool. Well, I think one of the coolest things you can find here is also some collectible dolls, such as the Monster High series. And this one's Ghoulia Yelps, the Slumber Party version, you could call it. And she's actually a daughter of some zombies, so that's pretty interesting. I haven't seen dolls like that go through, mythical creatures. So that would be my choice if I were to buy something here.
Look!
Ruben, no ponies.
Aww.
Hey, Mike, they have a life-size Moss action figure.
Oh, really? Yeah, it's very lifelike.
What the hell are you doing?
What the hell are you doing?
While I may not be much of a toy enthusiast, I do have to admit that these guys do have a very good assortment of gaming type toys, including this one right here. Can't go wrong with the Big Daddy. I wish I could be as happy as that guy.
What guy?
That guy right up there, Dexter, I think his name is.
You mean you want to be happy from cutting people up?
Sure, why the hell not? Just watch, these two are just going to burst out of the packaging and attack one another for our own amusement.
Just take a look at all those great vinyl figures. I'm a big fan of vinyl figures, and they have everything you could hope for, including a lot of blanks where you can customize your own figures. I've never been so happy to see an ugly doll. And there's also a very wide selection of toys and games and real super miniatures like the Marvel HeroClix series.
HeroClix? What's that?
Well, it's like Mech Warrior except with superheroes.
What's Mech Warrior?
You're so young.
What?
I'm here with Daxie Boy Toys shop owner Wesley Kravitz. Welcome again to Aspect Ratio. Tell me, sir, why the name Daxie Boy Toys?
Well, Daxie Boy Toys is actually the name of the pug that's on our card, on our website, all the pictures. What happened is me and my wife Dana, we had gotten a dog and he had a lot of health issues. So the only way we could raise the money to get him the surgeries that he needed was to actually sell almost all of our toy collections, both of ours, completely. And what happened is people were actually very generous and usually actually paid us more than we were asking for on eBay and Amazon for the items because they knew what we were raising the money for. And after we pretty much were done with our stuff, we got him all the surgeries, he was nice and healthy, people started emailing us, asking us if we could find pieces for them, and they'd be willing to pay us because of the quality, the pieces, and then the prices. So we pretty much started out as just a locator of toys, and it was commission based. And then we decided to get an account with a couple smaller companies to make it easier for us to get products in, and it just slowly progressed. And we pretty much, every time we got to a point where it's like, okay, we either have to expand or just stop doing this, we decided to take the chance and expand. And eventually it brought us to the point where we either had to buy a warehouse or a store to get with the major companies, like people with like Mattel and Hasbro, to deal with them directly. You need either to have a real storefront or a warehouse. Warehouse didn't make sense because it would give us storage, but you still can't sell to the public. So the website would be the only way to move things. When you sign on with the companies, you have to take a bigger amount of products. So the store was just really the only thing that made sense.
Oh, absolutely. So could you tell our viewers back home, how many years have you been doing this?
This is the second year for the store, and this is our second store. We had a store in New York, and then we closed it down and relocated it here to El Paso. But this is actually, I believe, the 7th year now that we're going to be in business.
7 years of Daxie Boy Toys.
Yep.
And in your lovely line of work, could you tell me what is your most favorite toy line of action figures?
Right now, I'd probably have to say DC Universe. I love figures that do the Build-A-Figure series, where you collect 6 or 7 figures in the set and you get to build a whole nother person. It's really a good concept. It actually started with Marvel Legends, and then unfortunately Hasbro for some reason decided not to keep the Marvel Legends line up, and DC started coming out with their Build-A-Figure lines right at the exact same time. So I kind of went from being a Marvel Legends fan to being a DC fan. That's my most popular and the one I like most out of mainstream. Non-mainstream, I love the He-Man figures that they're doing from Matty Collector.
Wonderful. You know, I love the He-Man action figures myself. I used to collect them a lot way back when they were still relatively popular back in the 1980s. And I have to admit, you do have a wonderful shop here. And, you know, alongside of that, I have another question.
Sure.
Let's say I'm looking for something that your store does not exactly have. How would I go about doing that?
If you have our store phone number, or you have the email address, or you're already a customer, when you come in, you just let us know what you're looking for. And the only thing you have to do is just give us a little bit of time to locate it, and give us a price range, and we try to find it in that price range. If it's something where you're asking me for a figure that the cheapest it's going to be is $200, then I'll let you know that's the cheapest it's going to be, and then it's pretty much your decision if you want to take it or not. But we've had people ask us for some pretty pricey items, and we've had a pretty good success at finding them. They don't always take them because sometimes the price is just a little out of their range of what they're willing to pay at the time. But if you let us know what it is, we could pretty much find anything.
Have you ever once not found anything?
No, actually, I don't think there's been anything that we haven't been able to locate. Like I said, the only reason we haven't been able to fill a request for a customer is just the price was too high for them at that time. But other than that, no, we haven't had any problems.
Wonderful. In your line of experience, looking for specialty items, what would you say was the hardest thing you had to look for?
We had somebody ask us for a #1 issue of, I believe, Black Bolt comic, and there was nobody out there that really had one. The only people that had one was actually an auction house, and they kind of didn't want to deal with us because we were a small establishment, and the comic was a $25,000 comic. So they kind of didn't want to deal with us. So it took a little finagling to try and get them to agree to even associate with us, and then we finally were able to actually get it to where they were actually going to sell it to us, but the gentleman just couldn't come up with the money in time, so they put it to the auction, and it went for actually more than what he was going to pay for it. So it would have been nice if he would have gotten it, because I think it sold for $30,000 at the auction.
Wonderful. Well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen.
In aspect ratio, he's got a whole lot just to show whenever he is on the go. In aspect ratio, his aspect ratio, he's got a whole lot to say. In aspect ratio, we welcome you to the show. This is the aspect ratio.